Okay. So we'll be discussing the Newton's laws of motion. The Newton's laws of motion. So today actually we can discuss the angle of banking. So here actually, whenever we take a turn, so suppose actually you are traveling on a car, and with the car actually, if you are taking a turn, then actually the car actually will try to slip in a direction. Suppose actually this is the turn actually I wanted to take. Now suppose actually if I am traveling with my car on this particular direction, then if I go very fast, then actually there is very high possibility that it can skid on the other way, right? So this is the direction of the skid. Now here actually, if you want to protect your car from skidding, the way we handle this is, we will keep certain height at this particular stage. Now actually, if you see the cross section of the road here, so this is how it will be. See this? So here actually, the car is located at this particular point, and the car is actually moving into the board. Then that time actually, as there is a turn, or actually it is taking a circular turn over there, there will be a centrifugal force that is acting in this direction. This is the centrifugal force. So the centrifugal force is acting on the car, and it will always try to throw away from the center of the force. So the center of the force is on this particular direction. Now, as it is moving on this direction, if I keep the height to a little bit higher, then actually there is no possibility of skidding it here. Suppose if the road is flat, then actually if the car is like this, and if it is going too fast, and this road actually it's a kind of circle like this. So as this is a circle like this, if it is going too fast, there is very high possibility that this can slip in this direction. So if you wanted to protect this skidding, then actually you need to design the road such a way that you raise the height here, and then actually try to design the road in this manner, so that actually this car actually, even if it tries to skid, there is no possibility of skidding it here, because you can protect from slipping over there. Got it? So now we need to be calculating this angle, how much I have to keep it for a specified velocity. So here actually the angle that needs to be kept, the angle that needs to be kept by the road, so that the car will not skid or will not slip when it takes a circular turn. Circular turn. For a specified velocity. Is called the angle of banking. So this is what is called as the angle of banking, right? So obviously, if theta is less, more the velocity, then even then also you can skid. If theta is high, then actually even if you go with very high velocity, still actually it will protect from skidding. So this theta and the velocity are interrelated to each other. So lesser the theta value, you have to stop at the lower velocity. More the theta value, there is a possibility that actually you can go with the higher velocity. Even then actually it won't skid. So now our interest is to calculate what should be the angle for a specified velocity. So I wanted to establish a relation between the angle theta and v under the conditions of, if it is taking a turn in a circular fashion with very high velocity, and the velocity develops a centrifugal force in the opposite direction, and that force is of magnitude mv square by r, because this is the centrifugal force. Got it? So here, now this angle of banking, take this particular case, let us say this is the angle of banking, and this is the car, and this is the center of mass of the car, Now, first of all, you need to identify the forces that are acting on this particular block of car. So here actually, the force is acting on the block. And this force actually, one is the mass of the car actually acting downwards. And this is the weight actually, which is equal to mg. So mg is the mass, so weight of the car, which is acting always in the downward direction. And the second force that is acting on this block is the centrifugal force, which is given by mv square by r, where v is the velocity of the car and r is the radius of the curve, or this is also called as the radius of curvature, right? So here actually when it is taking a turn like this, so that is actually this road, you are looking at the cross section. But if you look at the top view, so top view actually if you look at from the top side, the road actually you can look like actually this is how it is. So it is taking a turn in this particular manner. Now actually it is skipping in this direction. So here actually this is a cross sectional view, and the radius of curvature is, this is the center. So this is the radius of the curvature. So this is r value, or capital R. mv square by r we have calculated. And then actually the normal reaction of this car, as I said earlier when I explained about normal reaction, the normal reaction will always be a perpendicular component of the force, which is always perpendicular to the surface. So here actually this is the surface we are talking about. Now the normal reaction will always be exactly perpendicular to this one. So this is the normal reaction. And this is one important fact that you need to understand. So this problem is actually very, very crucial to understand, because this makes actually very much complicated. But in this problem statement, I will be explaining all the concepts. See what are all the forces that needs to be considered, and what are the directions of the forces, and how to make the equilibrium unstable. See this. So one force is actually, that is the weight is always there. So that is mg. For any block, if it is there, the weight will be there always. And if any block actually which is placed on one particular surface, there will be a perpendicular component of the force, that is nothing but a normal reaction, which will always be present, and it is always perpendicular to the surface. So this is the surface, hence actually the normal reaction will be always be perpendicular. So that is, weight will always be there, normal reaction will always be there, as long as if it is placed on a surface. And as the block is moving, that means as the car is moving, the centrifugal force is going to be developed, and the centrifugal force is always acting outward to the center. So that is, this is the curve. So this is a circular curvature on which the car is going. Now the centrifugal force acts away in this particular direction, and the magnitude of the centrifugal force is mv square by r. So this is the magnitude of the centrifugal force, where r is this radius length, and this is the center of the curvature. We don't notice when this center of curvature whenever we go on a road. So that is actually, suppose actually if we are going to Tirupati, let us Tirumala Tirupati, there to climb the hill, right? So we will be climbing in a turns like S shape. So thus S shape actually, if you notice, there is an edge actually which is always actually a little bit above on the edge of the cliff. That is, this is how the road is there. And then actually this is how S is going to be turned, and the upper part will always be there. Now when we go right, so the car actually goes this way and takes an S turn, and then actually comes to the high position. Now in this process actually it almost climbs actually 3 to 4 meters if it takes one particular turn. Now in such cases actually there is very high possibility that if the road is not properly designed by an engineer, then actually more number of accidents are going to happen. Every time actually one or the other car will fall down from the cliff. So it is very essential to design this angle of banking, so that actually the car will be on safer side. So if it has to be, then if you notice, when we take the turn, this is the cross-sectional view we can see, and there actually this angle is going to be there. And this angle, yeah. So here actually the forces that are acting is, one is the mg, which is always acting downwards, the normal reaction, which is always acting perpendicular to the surface, and this is the centrifugal force. This is coming due to the fact that as it is going in a turn, there is a circular motion over there, and because of that actually we have got this centrifugal force. And there is one more component of the force, that will be always acting in a counter direction to the movement. Now here actually, as it is trying to skip in this direction, as it is trying to slip in this particular direction, there will be a counter force which is acting in a opposite direction, and that's what we call as the frictional force which will act in this particular direction. So this is the frictional force. So because due to the centrifugal force, it will try to slip on the other direction, and to protect the slip actually there will be a counter force that is going to be developed, that is the frictional force. So this will always be there naturally, this will always be there naturally, this will always be there naturally, and this is the only external force that is coming because we are taking a turn in a circular fashion. This is in our hand. We can go with a higher velocity, we can even go with lower velocity by taking the same turn. That's exactly the reason whenever we go a sharp turn, we slow down, because the velocity itself actually will make us to skid. So whenever we are taking a bike and taking a sharp turn, we will try to slow down because this is in our control. This is not in our control. This is not in our control. Even this is also not in our control. Three forces are there always, but they are not in our control, and without even we noticing, these forces are present. This is the only thing we feel it. Got it?